In order to fly the Mars sample return mission by 2018 and 2020, our study concluded that a few $100 million would have to be spent on technology development over the next 5 years. But as you noted in your opening remarks, Mr. Chairman, the actual number in the budget is only $68 million. So we concluded that either sample return would have to be slipped well beyond 2020, or that the missions in 2013 and 2016 would have to be eliminated. We are also concerned about the total cost of the Mars sample return mission. NASA's stated cost goal for MSR is $3.5 billion. That's less than twice the probable cost of the Mars Science Laboratory for a mission that's much more than twice as complex. And so we concluded that it's likely that the full cost of Mars sample return will exceed $3.5 billion by an amount that's comparable to an entire flagship mission. And that shortfall would have to be covered by a foreign partner. So there are problems. There are serious problems in the Mars program. Now, let me state very clearly and emphatically that the right answer, in my opinion, is not to move money from other parts of the space science budget into the Mars program. Everything that I talked about, the increases to RNA, the lunar program, the Outer Planets flagship, and everything you've heard from the other witnesses is a welcome development in this budget. I applaud all of that. Instead, my strongest advice to this committee would be that you strive to add to NASA's space science budget the funds that are needed to restore the Mars exploration program to the levels that were specified in the FY08 Congressional Appropriations Act. This would enable NASA to continue a program that has been a great scientific success and has captured the imagination of the American public. Again, I really want to stress that most of the news in this budget is good for solar system exploration. And if you can fix the one serious problem, the cuts to the Mars program, you can make this a space science budget that the nation can really be proud of. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Squires. Dr. Burns.
Chairman Udall, Ranking Minority Member Feeney, and members of the subcommittee, thank you for your invitation to discuss NASA's astrophysics program here today. This is an invigorating time for astrophysics. In the next 2 years, NASA will launch several much-anticipated missions, including the Gamma Ray Observatory GLASS and the planet-finding telescope Kepler. And next August, the astronauts aboard the Space Shuttle will extend and enhance the scientific life of the Hubble Space Telescope. The astronomy community very much appreciates the continuing efforts of this Congress to fund these important programs. Mr. Chairman, in response to your first question about the direction of the astrophysics program at NASA, let me say that Dr. Stern and his staff have addressed many of the concerns regarding the previous astrophysics budget that was in place before they joined the agency last April. Included in the positive changes, a few of which we've already heard about, is the fact that the previous cuts in research and analysis RNA budget have been largely reversed. The astrophysics RNA budget is proposed to increase by 8.5% in 2009 and 48% in the next 5 years. The RNA program permits researchers and their students to mine NASA's investments in the astrophysics missions. Second, NASA has begun, as you said, Mr. Chairman, a new START, the Joint Dark Energy Mission, JDEM, in partnership with the DOE. Thirdly, NASA has opened competition for 3 new Explorer missions, and it is reinvesting in sounding rockets and balloon experiments, thus helping to restore the much-needed balance within the portfolio of science launches, particularly with the smaller missions. In all of these areas, NASA astrophysics is moving in the right direction. However, like my colleagues on this panel, I too am concerned about the overall drop, particularly for astrophysics. Using NASA's New START inflation index, the astrophysics budget is forecast to fall by $423 million, or 31%, for 2013 in real buying power over that for 2008. This decrease is proposed to occur right during an era of significant new astrophysics discoveries that will commence particularly with the James Webb Space Telescope at the end of this 5-year period. The fundamental issue is that NASA is underfunded for its overall mission, which in turn creates budgetary stress throughout the agency, as noted once again by my colleagues on the panel. In my view, this is the key challenge that must be addressed by the Congress and the next administration. The astrophysics community will soon begin its decadal survey. Our task will be to set priorities over an ever-broadening scientific landscape. The proposed new missions must be realistically life cycle costed and cost capped based upon the best available models and experience. I believe that all missions, even those ranked by previous decadal surveys, must be evaluated and re-ranked according to along with the new ideas that emerge. As we begin the next decadal survey, we're facing a daunting challenge once again due to NASA's astrophysics budget. How do we start, Mr. Chairman, new missions, as will surely be recommended by the decadal survey, with a budget that is forecast to decline by 31% in real buying power over the next 5 years? Regarding the large missions with budgets over $500 million, NASA is following the AAAC, the decadal survey, and other Academy committee recommendations. A few issues, though, are worthy of note. There is continuing concern about the potential cost growth in the James Webb Space Telescope, although I emphasize I have not heard of any additional imminent problems in completing and delivering the telescope to its orbit in 2013, but we must remain vigilant. For JDEM, NASA must now select a single concept for the mission and cap the total budget at $600 to $800 million so as not to impose further stress on the astrophysics budget. And thirdly, one of the possibly most exciting potential missions for the next decade will be the search for extrasolar planets. There are a number of promising concepts under development, but all must be vetted by the decadal survey. The community-based priority setting must be allowed to proceed, Mr. Chairman, without intervention if we are to select the best concept and maintain the budgetary balance within the astrophysics program. Finally, Mr. Chairman, you asked my views about reauthorization of NASA. From its founding days, NASA's mission has been exploration, human and robotic, scientific and technological, near Earth and larger cosmos. I recommend that the Congress reauthorize NASA to execute this mission on behalf of and for the benefit of our nation of explorers. Furthermore, NASA should be reauthorized with a budget that reflects this bold mission and its value to the nation. NASA must continue to explore in the broadest sense. Scientific exploration is equally fulfilling and synergistic with human exploration. NASA must continue to explore in a balanced fashion, recognizing that all facets of explorations define the benefit of the agency to the nation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Burns. The committee will stand in temporary recess for approximately 20 to 25 minutes. We'll return and ask the panel questions.